Well, COVID-19 is likely here to stay. This is even as the numbers are dropping nationwide. The CDC director saying this week the virus could join the flu and other respiratory illnesses that are now just considered seasonal. CDC officials believe that COVID will continue to circulate around the world for years to come. So with that in mind, our 9 Health expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, is with us with some insight into a new study talking about the long-term impacts of COVID-19 on your brain.
That's right, Tom.
Is it good news? Does it mean, like someone like me who's had COVID-19, that my brain is really improving?
I'm afraid to say
It's not growing,
it shrunk a little bit.
Okay.
So, we always kind of knew this about COVID, right? Because we had long COVID, we had brain fog,
right,
and we had loss of taste and smell, which lasted even after the infection. So we had some clue that it was affecting our brain and central nervous system. But now we have a high-quality study from a journal, Nature, one of the top journals in medicine, that looks at scans from people who recovered from mild COVID illness a few months out. You actually see that their gray matter shrinks. The gray matter is the computing power of the brain.
Okay.
And involved in smell and taste, it goes down. The overall brain shrinks about, up to 2%, and they don't do as well on complex neurocognitive tasks like math problems.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about, because normally when we talk about brain injuries and trying to interpret the mind, it's pretty vague as opposed to scans and things of lungs and your blood system. In this case, they're telling us that the damage you may have talked about earlier with lungs and other aspects of COVID may not be as important as what might be happening with our brains.
Very true, and we don't yet know the impact in terms of are we going to see more dementia? Now, the good thing about the brain, about your brain too, is that it's very plastic and it regenerates. So we're hopeful that this is temporary injury to the brain, temporary changes in the brain cells, and then over time they may sort of abate themselves and improve. But it is certainly concerning, especially when we think about the number of Americans who've been infected.
Sure.
And this comes at a time when there's still a lot of discussion about vaccines and kids and age groups that may eventually be eligible for the vaccine. So does that change anything or reframe the ideas?
Completely changes everything in my mind, because this is one of the first and few studies, with many more coming, that tells us that it's not just a respiratory virus, it's not just a cold, it could have long-term effects on your organs. So when we think about our kids getting it, yes, their initial illness might be mild, but if it could affect their brain, their growth, their fertility, we're now learning heart disease the year after you get COVID, substantially higher, as well as strokes. This is something we really have to take seriously and vaccinate and prevent.
Well, there will be a lot of people learning more as we go. Obviously, we've been trying to learn about COVID-19 as it was rolling through the world. And now, subsequent to all this, we have to really take time and pick that data apart, see what's happening to all of us. Payal Kohli, it's always good to see you, Doctor. Thanks.
Thank you.